Hello everyone! Today I'm here to do another summer reads videos because I can't contain myself when it comes to seasonal reads. I literally can't, apparently. It's just who I am. So I did one a couple months ago, maybe a month ago, I forget when. And I talked mostly about adult books and I threw a couple YA books in there, but I was like, there's so many YA summer books that I want to talk about that should probably warrant its own video. And I did that last year, so why not do it again? So today I'm going to talk about all young adult summer books, books that I think are perfect to read during these summer months. We still are in summer. We're in the heat of it. It's hot. I get it. But nevertheless, these are perfect books to read during this time. Next up, I have Love and Olives by Jenna Evans Welch. This is the third book in her Love and Gelato series, I guess you could say. You don't have to read all of them in order. They have very different characters in each one of them. So this one is the most summery to me because it takes place in Greece. This book follows Liv, who has a very tumultuous relationship with her dad. Her and her dad were very, very close when they were young, when she was young, and he has had an obsession with finding Atlantis ever since, she was little, and he just kind of left and never came back. And so she's resented him ever since. And he contacts her like on the summer of her senior year, like, hey, I want you to come to Greece. I want you to come to Santorini and I want you to get to know me more. And she doesn't want to, but her mom pretty much forces her to go. And so she goes there and she learns that her dad is making a documentary of finding Atlantis. And it's basically all about her and her dad reconnecting again because they've been so tumultuous and apart for many, many years. And it's a beautiful setting. It's in Greece, Santorini. So goodness me, what more of a summery book could you want? I would say, I think this might be my favorite in the series. I just love the setting. I thought there was a cute little romance. I love the familial aspect of it. I really enjoyed it, and it's a great book to read during summer. Next up is one I recently read. I just have the dust jacket. I don't know where the hardback is right now. It is what it is, but it is Last Chance Books by Kelsey Brodke. This is a book that if you love books set in bookstores, this is for you, which is a video hopefully I'll be doing very, very soon. Books set in bookstores. If you know any, let me know down below. But this is all about a character named Madeline who works at her family's bookstore, Books and More. And she loves it. She loves the books there. She loves her family, things like that. They're an indie bookstore. And then across the street, a brand new, like kind of corporate bookstore opens up and pretty much steals all of their business. And her aunt tells her, who owns the company, like, hey, we're going to have to close by the end of the summer. That's just not going good for her. So Madeline makes it a valiant effort to save the bookstore. Also, across the street works this guy named Jasper, who she really, really likes, but he works for the enemy. He works for the bookstore, so the bad corporate bookstore. So it's all about them, like, fighting, and then also about her trying to save the bookstore. It's a cute one. It's not one of my favorites because Madeline is a little bit immature, but it comes with her age, I think. But I mean, if you just want kind of like a teenage version of You've Got Mail, because doesn't it sound like You've Got Mail? It's a cute one to read during summer. It wasn't like my ultimate favorite, but if you're just looking for a fast, cute YA contemporary book, I'd recommend it. Speaking of fast, cute YA contemporary books, Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I read this book because it's all about like rom-coms, and I adore rom-coms. Like, it's ridiculous. So we have this character named Liz who has always wanted to be like in a rom-com. Her and her mom have always had that like rom-com love, and her mom's passed away and she still carries that love of rom-coms. And basically this guy moves back into town that she had a crush on when she was younger, and she's like, ooh, I need to get his attention. And she asked her annoyingly neighbor, I think his name is Wes, to help her kind of scheme to get this guy. And of course they talk more about rom-coms, things like that. Again, it's not like super amazing, but it's a cute summer read. What I mean by summer reads are books that you can read fast, outside, on the beach, in the pool, sweating in your backyard like myself. It's books like that. And this one is great for that. Each chapter header starts with like a quote from a famous like rom-com movie. Let's see if I can find one. Oh, here's a perfect one for my favorite movie. You're not as vile as I thought you were, from 10 Things I Hate About You, aka my favorite movie of all time. What's another one? Let's see. I Like You Very Much Just As You Are, from Bridget Jones' Diary. So I mean, if you're a rom-com lover, this is a cute one to read, I'm not gonna lie to you. Another short and sweet summer YA read I think is great is Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon. This is her most recent release. I really enjoyed it. I still love The Sun Without Us a Star a lot more, but this is a really good one. This is one, though, that will probably make you cry at the end, so in case you want a summer read with like a bittersweet ending, this is right there for you. So this book follows Evie, who does not believe in like love. She has seen her parents' marriage fall apart. She's like, I hate love. I don't want anything to do with it. And basically one day she goes to like this free library because she's getting rid of all of her romance books because she hates love. She gets like this power of like seeing a couple fall in love. So whenever she sees a couple kiss, she sees their whole relationship play out in front of her. Like she sees how it begins, how it's going, and how it's eventually going to end. So that makes her even more jaded on the idea of love. But she's trying to figure out more about this power, like how the heck did I get this and how can I get rid of it? She comes across this dance studio and she gets involved with that, and she meets this guy named X, and basically they get roped into taking this like beginner's dance competition, and it's all about them. And it's a great book. It's got great romance, great familial aspects to it, and again, a bittersweet ending. I love Nicola Yoon's books. I wish she would write more because I just adore them so much, and she always writes like such sweet ones again that are so sad at the end. The next two I'm talking about are like summer staples in my opinion. You've probably already read them. They've been out for a while, but I thought, hey, maybe some people haven't read them yet and I can recommend them. So you might fast forward. I totally get it. Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson, my favorite summer read by Morgan Matson. This is the quintessential summer book. This is all about a character named Sloane who has her best friend Emily, and they were supposed to have a great summer full of fun, and Emily just pieces out and goes on vacation with her family. But she leaves a list behind for Sloane to do, like to get Sloane more out of her shell, like go apple picking at night, go skinny dipping. And so this book is all about Sloane completing that list, also meeting a guy and things like that. It is a fun summer read all about friendship, romance, and more. It's just a great one. I would say any Morgan Matson book is a summer read staple in my opinion. Likewise with Casey West. Pick any Casey West book, you're good in the summertime. Her newest release was even very summery. I think I recommended that in my last summer reads video. But this one is probably my favorite Casey West book. Listen to Your Heart. I mean, the cover looks summery. Everything about it is summery. I just adore it. So this is about a character named Kate who her family like owns this house on the lake where they like rent out jet skis, stuff like that. That's just kind of the summary setting. But basically in school, she has to take this pod class, which is, I wish they offered that in high school for me. Like my high school is so horrible. But anyway, she is in this podcast class and she's actually the voice of it because she's got the best voice, and she takes a kind of love advice things, like people call in for advice. And so she has this guy that calls in that she starts crushing on, and she thinks he's crushing on, and she's crushing on him. She thinks she knows who it is, but if it's the guy that she thinks it is, her best friend likes him. So it's kind of like a tumultuous thing. But either way, I mean, there's not much to it, I'm not gonna lie to you, but if you just want a cute summer read, any Casey West book will do you. Also, A Summer Girl's Guide to Tea and Tamar by Laura Taylor Namey. I read this book last year, talked about it a ton because it was like one that just came in under the radar that I did not expect to love but ended up really, really loving. So this is a book about Laya, who lives in Miami. She loves Miami, and she's had a really rocky year. Her abuela died, and then her boyfriend breaks up with her, and she's just really depressed. She loves cooking, but she won't even cook at her family's restaurant. And basically her mom sees her this sad, and so she's like, hey, go to England for the summer and spend it with my sister there that owns like this bed and breakfast, and just maybe you can like rediscover life again, have some time to be in a safe space, things like that. So it's all about her going to England. She meets this group of friends, maybe has some romances, and it's just an adorable book that I love so, so dearly that not enough people have read nearly. That's just my opinion, but I love it. Last book I want to talk about is by Jen Bennett. I will say my favorite Jen Bennett book and my favorite summer Jen Bennett book is Alex Proximally, but I feel like I've just recommended it all the time. But either way, if you're looking for a great summer read, this is I love this. But Starry Eyes is a close second. I really enjoyed this one. So this book, we follow two characters named Zori and Lennon, and they have been friends ever since they were young. Their family has been friends, and they've even maybe had a romance connection, but something happens in their family and that makes them kind of enemies. Basically, somehow their shared group of friends decides to go camping, and everyone bails but Zori and Lennon. So they're going on this camping trip alone, and they have to face all of these feelings that they've had for each other, also with their families and things like like that. It is a super cute book. I really enjoyed it. It's got that camping, summery aspect to it. Spring break, goodness me. So either one of these are like perfect to read in summer for Jen Bennett books. Love them both. So there you have my list of YA summer reads that I think are perfect to read in summer. They have the summer setting. They're just, you know, summery reads. I would love to know what YA books that you think are perfect to read during summer, because I'm sure I've missed a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.